Have you ever stopped yourself from doing something just because you thought it would not be perfect? Maybe you wanted to start a project, post your art, or even speak up, but a quiet voice in your head whispered that it was not good enough yet. I've done that more times than I can count. I mean, it's funny because we wait for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, and the perfect version. But while we're waiting, life keeps moving, and progress, it quietly passes us by. I remember working on a creative competition project. I had the whole thing planned out perfectly, the idea, the design, the message. But every time I started making it, I always found something wrong. The color was not the right shade, the design was not balanced, and the title did not feel perfect. So I changed it again and again, and then the deadline came, and I never submitted anything. At that time, I told myself that it just was not ready yet. But the truth was simpler. I was not afraid of making it badly. I was afraid of making it imperfectly. And that fear did not push me to improve. It stopped me from moving at all. For a long time, I kept telling myself that I had failed. But looking back at that moment, it made me realize something really important. Perfection does not equal progress. Wanting to do well is good, but wanting to do it perfect makes you feel trapped. Perfectionism has two sides. There's the healthy one, the one where you care about quality, have high standards, and challenge yourself to grow. But then there's the other side, the one I struggled with, the one which tells you not to try unless you can do it flawlessly, the one which makes you delay, avoid, or give up. And that side does not protect you. It makes you feel paralyzed. Then one day, a teacher told me, Nino, perfection is the enemy of progress. At that time, I did not realize how true it was. But looking back at that moment, I realized how perfection was affecting my life choices. I was not learning by waiting, I was not growing by erasing, and I was not improving by restarting. Let's think of Thomas Edison. He did not invent light bulb on his first try, or his 10th, or his 100th. But when people asked him how it felt to fail so many times, he answered, I did not fail, I just found 10,000 ways which did not work. Imagine if he waited for the perfect moment to try, we might still be living in the dark. Let's think of your favorite artists, creators, or writers that we admire. Let's take J.K. Rowling, for example. Her first draft was rejected by 12 publishers, and Van Gogh only sold one painting in his entire lifetime. But they still kept creating, not because they cared about perfection, but because they cared about progress. When I finally let go of my perfectionism, I started seeing something unexpected. I started enjoying what I was doing again. My projects were not flawless, but they were real, they were honest. I was learning faster, I was improving, and every mistake became a feedback, not a failure. Last year, I worked on a personal project. I created a science book for kids. I wanted it to have simple but fun experiments that kids could do at home. But every time I started making it, I kept telling myself that the design could have been better, explanations could have been more simpler, and the experiments could have been more exciting. But I still finished it. And when the presentation day finally came, I saw that kids were curious about it and they were having fun while reading my book. And they did not see the imperfections I was worried about. They only saw an opportunity to learn and have fun. At that moment, I realized something really important. We should not look at perfection as something we must reach, but as a direction, not a destination, because it should not be controlling us, it should be guiding us. Because real growth does not happen when everything is perfect. It happens when we begin, fail, and learn as we go. And real world does not change when people wait for the perfect moment to try. It changes when people are willing to try before they feel confident. So if there's an idea that you've been holding back, or a project that you've been postponing, or you want to use your voice, give yourself a chance to try. Not fearlessly, not flawlessly, but courageously. And ask yourself, not is this flawless, but is this real? Will this make an impact? And this a step forward. Because that first imperfect step forward might be the one that changes everything. Thank you.